She is one of the world's foremost experts in metabolic health. Today we discuss how metabolic function and dysfunction impacts our health. In particular, we discuss mitochondria, which are involved in energy production within our cells, and the various things that we can each and all do to ensure proper mitochondrial function, which is essential not just for things like body composition and physical and mental energy, but also our ability to regulate hormones, blood sugar, and much more. We discuss how exercise, even simple exercise like walking, as well as sleep, as well as more vigorous exercise, and in particular nutrition, including the types of foods we eat, the timing of food intake, and the sources and quality of those foods impact our mitochondria and other aspects of metabolic function. We also discuss how particular micronutrients within specific foods can directly impact mitochondrial and metabolic health. Dr. Means explains how mitochondria, inflammation, and reactive oxygen species, which are the byproducts of metabolism in our cells, can combine to create conditions of obesity, as well as ways that we can manage those things or even reverse mitochondrial inflammation and reactive oxygen species dysfunction in order to reverse obesity, reverse diabetes, and enhance our health in myriad ways. By the end of today's discussion, you'll have a clear picture of the cellular processes that occur in the brain and body that underlie metabolic disease and metabolic health.
And I think what's really important for people to realize is that metabolism is actually the foundation of all health. It is the core foundational pathway that drives all other aspects of health. And it's also the core foundational pathway that's truly getting crushed in the modern American world and underlying 9 of the 10 leading causes of death in the United States today. It's really quite relevant to everyone. And the spectrum of metabolic rooted disease is vast and actually really relevant to most Americans. The latest research from American College of Cardiology suggests that 93% of American adults have suboptimal metabolism, and we can go into what that means. But fundamentally, when we're talking about metabolism, we're talking about how we convert food energy to human energy. So we take in an astonishing 70 metric tons or so of food in our lifetime. And that is potential energy. It's energy from the environment that's outside of us that through our metabolic pathways gets converted to a currency of energy that can then be used to pay for essentially every chemical reaction inside our body. And the bubbling up of all of those chemical reactions is our lives. And so when metabolism is not working properly, it's essentially creating underpowered cells. And like any city or factory or machine, not having adequate power will lead to dysfunction. And the reason that the metabolic spectrum of disease is so vast is because we have over 200 cell types in the body, and underpowering in different cell types is going to look like different symptoms, because underpowering in a astrocyte is going to look different than underpowering an ovarian theca cell or an endothelial cell. It's going to look different, but the core foundational process that is dysfunctional can actually be the same. And I think the biggest blind spot in Western healthcare, and actually the reason that health outcomes are actually getting worse every year in the United States, is because fundamentally we are ignoring metabolic health and metabolic dysfunction.